learned from my husband how he processes. See, it's like a secret. You really need to unravel their mind. So one thing I'm learning is he invited me for a party,
Yeah.
and he was so freaked out that he has to take me. And he said, I would rather you not open your mouth and speak. There are 9 couples there. I would like to know how they are involved. And I don't know why it's important to him. So I said, okay, Keith. I said, you tell me what I am not supposed to do. And I even bought a clicker. So I said, anytime anybody wants to talk, I'll click and then I'll take a deep breath. And that was my coping skill I was doing. So then afterwards, we had this conflict with my son, and I took my wedding ring off. I gave it back to him. That gave him the excuse, and he called them and said, my wife cannot make it. So then I put the ring back on, and he says, okay, you can come back again. so then we went for this
Oh my
party.
God.
So like remember that movie Sleeping with the Enemy?
Yes, I love
And,
that movie.
and in that,
was
Julia
a good
Roberts
movie.
will like have a dress on, and he will just say, "Is that what you're wearing?" And she in the party will be wearing a very different dress.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
So same thing happened. Okay, so I had a dress on. So he says, "Is
Mhm.
that what you're wearing?" I'm like saying, "Oh my god," because I had a T-shirt underneath and I wore the sari on top. And he says, it's a very simple one. And he says, I don't want you to wear it like Americans do. Wear it like Indians do, proper blouse and stuff. I said, okay, would that make you happy? So I actually changed it. And he was so pleased because he says, oh, you look very nice. So he treated me very nice, which was
Wow.
surprising. It's like almost like the outside when it changes, his
Yeah.
attitude changes.
Well, I mean,
So
that's good that he, changed
But
his
but
opinion,
then we went to this party, right? So
well, you're allowed to
so
talk.
that the thing is, I asked him on the way. I have to check in with him because I really want to understand him. So I said, "What do you want me to say?" Because he said he brings it up saying you shouldn't talk about what you do, anything to do with addiction. This is his role.
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay." So I cannot immediately ask the question. Like I have to really wait, give him like some breathing time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So then afterwards I asked, hey, what should I say if they ask me what do we do? Because I'm trying to figure him out. So he says, tell them you do wound care. I said, okay. He doesn't want me to bring anything about addiction. He says, nothing to do with cannabis, nothing to do with addiction. I said, okay. But that's all I do to make money.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like it's hilarious. So I go to this party, and this lady, he's married the third time. So that she's the one who's hosting the party, and she says we wait till people die before celebrating their life. So why don't we celebrate him? It's his 70th birthday or 80th birthday, I forgot. And so they said they invited besties, 9 of his besties,
Okay.
who meant a lot to him, and they want each one to relate to him almost like a eulogy. So,
Yeah.
so how what
That's
is
kinda
like
different.
very nice.
Yeah.
Actually, it was very nice.
It's better to
festival.
hear it then than
So,
when you did.
but there are two different things that happened. But anyway, the funny part I will share too. Funny part was you're sitting next to a lady. This is like not on topic. So like we were talking and everything, and in the end, I said, hey, what do you do? She said she's in some sort of puppy business, like she does. Animal rescue or something.
Oh, okay.
But then she says, my husband is a lawyer, blah, 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 but he's very depressed. And I don't know why randomly she says, but we have open relationship. That is, he's allowed to bring girls extra in the marriage. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, my husband was just listening in, and I'm like saying, okay, let me keep promotion.
And he doesn't want to say what you truly do, but she's going a mile a minute on.
So I said, I hope she doesn't invite me.
Oh,
That's all I could think of. Anyway, I just pretended I had no idea what was going on. It was hilarious. You should see this rich people's party. Like our problem, look at their problem. Anyway, it was hilarious. So So this guy, right, his cousin shares about him that they were very young. They are Jewish people,
Yeah.
very rich. Like so, this guy is in a the guy we went to his party. He invests in big old mills
It turns into
for
apartments.
for renovation. Okay,
Yeah.
but he is involved in creating tax credit for millionaires. So by investing in a property that is like totally broken down,
Right.
when somebody pours money in, city gives them tax credit.
Right.
So the rich become richer. That's his business.
Oh my
And
God.
so he has lots of. So all his family, like many of the family or his friends are lawyers, real estate guys.
Yeah.
My husband's role is he's a spiritual coach.
Right.
So that's what he calls because my husband has a boat, so they kind of have a relationship that way, I guess.
Yeah.
So he takes them on a retreats and stuff. But the funny part was right, the cousin is sharing. He says the first time he understood his business skills, they were around 6 or 7 years old. So this guy plays with his cousin, and the cousin has like some sort of there is a game. It looks like you have figurines, and it has value system, almost like a baseball card, but except it's like a figurines.
Yeah.
And each one has like some sort of a clout. So the first thing this guy who birthday we were celebrating tells him how unfair he's treating him. Okay, so then that guy shared. I didn't know that time he had no idea about the game.
Yeah.
So, but that's the first conversation he makes. So then the cousin says, "You're right. I am not doing it properly." So he says, "Tell me how you value them." So he tells the inside secrets.
Right.
This is the value I place because this is a skill set it has. Like, I mean, that's the way my mind would work. That's the way I understood it.
Yeah.
So like it has like some sort of a powers, and so you
Is it
get
Pokemon or anything like that? Or?
no, these are 70-year-old people. So 70 years ago, Jewish people, what did they play? I have no idea. But anyway,
Wow.
so he says, in the end, the best team he had was split equally in half, and the other half, guy who had no idea about the game, were owning half of it. And he says, in turn, he owned, the kid who was sharing his toys,
Yeah.
owned the best baseball. Like, is it some Williams guy? Like something like a very, very famous player. And somehow he traded 6 of his cards for that one guy who's above every guy in the world, and he had the best card of the baseball as well.
Right.
So he says, so he kind of like gave away his best treasure,
Yeah.
and plus his own thing he split equally. So that's when he said that's the skill set even now he uses to get ahead in life.
Oh.
And I thought that is brilliant. So what my husband does is he has no idea about medicine. He has no idea about my skill set.
Right.
But he uses my brain to analyze what's important to me.
Yeah.
And lets me share equally with him. Whereas he gives me shit.
I'm sorry. Where does he give you?
He's very fair in sharing it equally.
Oh my God.
So I said, oh my God, this is what he's training there. He's training, they're calling himself a spiritual coach. He has no accountability, no responsibility, and he gives me hell. I'm like saying, oh my God. So what my teacher says is, don't come into conclusions, be on completion. There is no, don't ever have conflict with people. And imagine all this, and always come from a space where you are not in the body, but identified with your higher self. I said, all this he packaged himself. So I have to never come into conclusion when he talks. I have to always resolve his conflicts, and I have to be beyond this body to achieve what he wants, the
Oh my
pure
God.
essence of soul. And he calls himself spiritual coach, and I need to make the money, share it with him. And I was like, I said, oh my
Oh,
God.
God
He's like a
almighty.
perfect package for me to spiral muscle to go to God quicker. It's like a rocket with like a big bomb on my butt.
Light them.
I go to space. Oh my God.
It's
It is so funny.
funny. It
But
is funny.
but that's what we are playing. This new game. Like they I'm reaching the moon every night.
Oh, at least you can laugh about it because
But I cannot laugh in front of him.
no, no, you can't.
But anyway, actually, I was watching. So this is One Piece, right? I was watching a show called 48 Hours NCIS. It's a new show they are doing.
Yeah.
They were talking about a Marine that died, and something happened in their workplace, and the guy who's accountable,
Yeah.
like he's not taking responsibility, but he was put in jail anyway. But like he never confessed and stuff. So the mother of that guy who lost his life, the Marine. After a long time, they found the resolution to the case in the court, but still no wrongdoing. He's going to jail, the employer, but
Yeah.
no wrongdoing. But so she was very sad, and what she said stuck to me. She said, "What I long for is justice, but
Right.
what I got was the law." And I was thinking, wow, I mean, that was a very profound statement. And that's what I'm living now. What I really want is to be treated fair, to be
Yeah,
injustice, but no, it doesn't work like that in
that's
America.
how I feel about my son saying I want justice, but I'm not
It's
going
a law. But it's everywhere. See, that's where we are at right now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we can not treat us. See, that comes back to the card situation. Just because they don't understand justice, I try to be like my husband and be sleazy and meaning he's not sleazy, that's his capacity. But like when I know something and denying him something that I feel is makes me less of me, so I try to be sarcastic his
Yeah.
way. It makes me feel so ugly inside, so I
But
couldn't
you're
do
such
it.
a good person.
So
mean,
I
you should-
feel like I cannot play his own game,
right.
but at the same time, I have to come to a space where God will recognize me tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not about him recognizing me, but I need to do what is right for him, whether I like it or not.
Right.
So I treat him fair.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You're
I'm
very
saying
kind, 'cause a lot
one of the
people-
thing I'm learning because of that episode, thank God we brought it, because we never engaged with his friendship, because I never liked to hang out with his side,
Yeah.
because I feel one crazy person in my life is enough. I don't need to attract more crazy people. So I tried not to go to his parties.
Yeah.
But one thing that opened up his world, because through friends you learn about them too, right? How they surround themselves, how they view themselves. So one other thing I learned is that's exactly the game he's playing. He is learning from me. So the first thing he does is mockery.
Right.
He mocks me, so mockery creates fear in us.
Yeah.
So when we create fear, we give out more information than what we need, because we try to tell them who we are. We don't
Do you
need
think
to.
he's jealous of you?
I don't think he has a capacity to be jealous. You need to comprehend what's going on to be jealous, right?
Yes, you do.
I think he's so out of.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, one thing I learned from him, right? This is another thing. I have to unravel his brain. Seriously, this is my next experiment, because I've come to another level in my game. So we were creating a field. My priest, this is again, I'm digressing. My priest said to trademark a thing called earth donation. He says like a charity.
Yeah.
And he says he wants to donate so that he can build his temple.
Right.
And he says it's never been done in the world, so he wants me to trademark earth donation.
Mhm.
It's called Bhu Dana in India. Bhu means earth, Dana means charity, donation. So I trademarked it for him, and he said it, keep it private, do not share it with the world that he's applying for trademark.
Mhm.
But then afterwards I was thinking, wouldn't you donate only what you have? We never own earth.
Right.
So how can you even donate? That's what.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm going to, any space I create in my yard, I'm going to make it into a center. So like a little path.
Right.
So I'll go around like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
And then I'll bow down and I'm praying.
Right.
Each a piece of
Yeah.
work I'm doing. So I said this way, when somebody is donating, I can say, okay, this space is what I'm holding, and I'm going to donate through there,
Right.
mentally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I started energizing, my husband comes and he says where I am putting plants in. He felt there were lots of prickly bushes, like maybe 200 raspberries are there, and I love them because they actually attract bees and butterflies.
Yeah.
So he says you need to take out everything. And I told him, how much do you pay your landscaper? He says maybe like $15 to $20 per hour. I said, can you pay me $100? I said, I can do a day's work. He says, no, it's your responsibility. I said, okay. I said, in that case, I'll do it. But then when I was doing the planting and or energization, I was walking barefoot and I could feel there a little prickly area in the. That's when it hit me. I said, let me ask him another way. So I waited. I really have to be in the right place. I said, so when we were walking is the only time I open up. I said, hey kid, the reason you said to take out the prickly bushes is because you can walk barefoot, right? And he says, yes, not even something has to touch. Oh my God. I felt the way I can move now is just a trail and take out the prickly bushes. So I need to remove only 5 plants instead of 200 plants. That's when it hit me. I say, I'm a moron. I didn't even understand what he was trying to say.
You're
the thing
smart.
but it takes time though, because I could have been idiot and given out all that other information he didn't need. So
Oh my God, that was smart. Now
so
That's
now
good.
I did a trail, very nice, and then now I'm energizing. But it's because the earth is teaching me indirectly what he's thinking. So I started doing this energization only 2 weeks ago, and I feel when it reaches the other side, because usually it takes a little longer for them.
Yeah.
I know how long the earth will take to reach, because in energy up, when I send it, within 3 days I get my answer because I'm very connected.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I'm doing the down.
Yeah.
So the earth, I have to see how long she takes to unravel because like a sprouting and all seeds.
Yeah.
But I want to know the core Mother Earth, when is she going to get my message?
Yeah.
I think they will.
So how long has it been?
I started this process 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I think I don't know why it came to me, but it like suddenly I started like doing that.
That was so smart.
And I started like, people in my neighborhood might think me crazy because I'm bored. They leave me alone nowadays. I actually was in the temple and the priest's wife was saying, why are you not wearing this? And I said, hey, I have essential oil. Smell me. She got so freaked out by me. She said, oh, don't come here. She says, I just want to be good for my kids. And I'm like, why is she saying all these things? She like thought I was going to curse her, I think. I'm like saying, oh my God, I'm freaking on the priest's wife. I was thinking I wanted to tell her, don't be afraid of me. But they think like I'm so crazy because I have my dreadlocks and like, they think I'm like this flipped. I feel something flipped with me 4 days ago. Something seriously went to the other side. Like I feel I'm working in a different dimension now. But people, when they look at me, get so freaked out. I just laugh inside, but I just keep a serious
laugh
face.
about it.
Everybody look at my ankle, they say, oh my God. Like one guy was saying, in India, they wear like this only when they're pregnant.
Yeah.
He says, what the heck? Why are you wearing so many bangles?
What'd you tell him?
I told him I am crazy about these. I said I am addicted to them now. And so last week I went. They did a big celebration in the temple. They went. So I was asking the priest, hey, I want this badge. So in India, the priest, you cannot directly touch them.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I understood it, but subconsciously I didn't understand what he was doing. So he was trying to give me, and I lifted my hand. He keeps raising it. And then finally, he dropped it in my hand, and one fell and broke. He says, when you ask, you need to keep your hand lower than me.
Well, you didn't know that.
And I was like saying, okay. So, so that's when it hit me. So he didn't want me to touch him.
You would have gotten a step stool if you had to. I'm gonna get.
I'm like so out of it. Like, sometimes I feel I'm like in the clueless space, in the wrong space. Like I am in the wrong space for the right reason.
Yeah. So as
So
long as
people like just leave me alone because everywhere I come across crazy. Everywhere.
oh my God.
I'm so out of whack.
God bless
Like
you.
this is like a meditation thing I bought,
Yeah.
but I fell in love, so I started
Oh, it's
wearing it.
huge. Is it
Yeah,
heavy?
you don't wear like this.
Is it heavy? Oh, heavy even.
Look at her face. It like has different expressions.
Oh my goodness.
And then the temple they're rebuilding. So this was way up on top of the building, right next to my car. It suddenly fell. So I was thinking, what am I going to do with this? And suddenly when it fell, I started wearing it.
Well, it's a sign, so I
So it's
mean,
almost like my mom is just my spirit mom. She's saying, I want to hang out with you. Figure out how you
yeah.
check out people, So like it's like almost like I'm like so they were doing a big celebration again and again. I'm digressing. This is the last topic I'm going to talk. So I was on Sunday in the temple, and they were like so crowded they couldn't even park. So the guy says you need to park in the school, come back. So he asked me to turn back. So I turned back and I stopped my car. He said, "Don't get out of the car." I said, "You know what? I'm getting out." I fell on the ground. I told Mom, I attended your celebration. I'm leaving.
And then you.
Everybody was looking at me. I'm like, this is just to give attendance because I don't want her to mistake that I didn't step
Oh
out
my
of my
God.
car,
Yeah.
And I said, if you are too busy to see me, that's your problem, not my problem. I'm leaving. So I left. The reason was I actually found a little bird that was hurt. Its face was shattered.
Yeah.
So I had that rescue bird in my car. I
Yeah.
really couldn't stop anyway because the bird was bleeding and stuff. So I went home and I rest. But her breathing space was her gut was in between flipping out, So
Yeah. So
I gave her like some nectar, like sugar water.
Yep.
So her tongue was amputated. So immediately she relocate and she drink. She hopped around a little bit, and so I fed her for one day, and then afterwards I decided, she's too weak to survive a while. So because of that, I couldn't stop. But then you know what I did? I melted some wax when she died. I went and I gave her back to the mother.
Yeah.
So one day, and then next day I went and I brought her body back and I wax molded her. So I felt I'd create like a memorial for her.
Oh.
So I put her in an old bird feeder, and she hangs out next to my bedroom.
Nice.
Back.
So what do you do? Just pour wax over it?
So what I bought was soy wax flakes.
Yeah.
And then I added a little turmeric. So I melted it.
Yeah.
And then I dipped the bird.
Yeah.
And then the weak, whatever was broken, I did Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
I tried to do it when she was alive with the wound honey.
Right.
I did some healing, but I think it was too much damage for her. Maybe she's a warbler.
Yeah.
So then I wrapped her in fleece, and towards the end, she even tells me, "Hold me in your chest," and her leg goes on, and she puts it on. And whenever she hears other warbler, she'll look up and she'll try to flop. So cute. So I learned a lot from her.
Yeah.
So I think, but it was sad.
Such a good one.
But I couldn't rescue her. I felt so sad. I wrote to my teacher, "Can you give me the skills to bring back life?" He hasn't answered.
So when he texts you back or whatever, just say little too late.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? I'm a hypocrite. I eat chicken too. So.
That to me is a sign that
she
felt
hangs
for
out
you.
with me. She constantly checks me out and
Yeah.
see. And this is the male version of the same. So when it clamps together, when
Oh,
a
yeah.
stone makes that noise,
Yeah.
that's how they know you can make the deity, because this is like a specific noise.
Right.
See, this one is like when the
And I'm sure when you're in your garden and bending, that must
see
make
this
a noise.
this is female noise.
Yeah.
When a stone makes, so it is sweeter.
Yeah.
So when you flip it on the back, right, it is a male noise.
Big difference.
Yeah, you can see one is sweeter.
Yeah.
So you could like see both of them wants to hang out with me, like the male and
Yeah.
female energies. So I feel I have achieved what I wanted, and I felt almost like something shifted in me.
You have to feel blessed of some sort.
No, I
because
feel I flipped my mind. I feel
Well, besides
either I can be schizophrenic.
besides
like,
that, because that always
So I feel I'm
That's
so
not gonna change.
close to insanity. It is like
that's not going to change for you.
so I am.
But
I'm
you'll
working.
handle it.
So
So
last week something shifted in me, like shifted, and I'm on the brink of this madness. Like that's why I'm saying the dead sparrow, like the not sparrow, warbler. My husband was freaking out. He says, "Get the bird out of the home." I was fixing it with wood, honey, and stuff. I'm like, seriously, I feel, and I stopped, got her dead body back with termites and stuff. I'm like, thinking, am I normal?
yes, you're special. Not normal, special.
I need a special bus.
The little buses, yeah.